Welcome back to Crafting Made Simple. We are diving into something extra special today. Kwanzaa crafting. We're going to be checking out some really cool DIY gift ideas. They're featured in the Etsy house, which is this really neat virtual, I guess you could call it a showcase of crafts from Etsy sellers. I'm already getting some inspiration. How about you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It is exciting to see the rising popularity of these handmade gifts, especially when we're talking about these culturally significant holidays like Kwanzaa. It's just something really meaningful about making a gift yourself, don't you think?
Absolutely. It makes it so much more special. And you know what really caught my eye in the Etsy house? There's this Kwanzaa-themed apron project. It seems really approachable, even if you're a beginner crafter.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about crafting in general. There's a project for everyone. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. And, I mean, who wouldn't love a personalized apron as a gift? Especially one that celebrates Kwanzaa.
Right. Okay, so let's break down what you would need to make this apron. The blog post mentions a Cricut Easy Press, an apron with an African print, a Kwanzaa Candles SVG file, and an ebook called Inkscape, Ready, Set, Go. I have to admit, some of those terms sound a little intimidating to me.
Yeah, I can see how they might, but not to worry. That Cricut machine is a really popular tool. A lot of DIY enthusiasts use them. Think of it like a super precise cutting machine. So it takes your digital designs and makes them real. And that SVG file, well, that's basically the digital blueprint that you feed to the Cricut so that it knows how to cut the design perfectly.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. So the ebook is to teach you how to use the software that makes those SVG files.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's amazing how technology is used for traditional crafts now.
Yeah, it really is. And speaking of tradition, let's not forget what Kwanzaa is all about. Celebrating African-American heritage and culture, it's rooted in 7 core principles: unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith.
Crafting itself seems to embody those principles, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Especially creativity and purpose.
absolutely. And you know what's interesting? The Etsy house shows all kinds of Kwanzaa crafts, not just the apron. They have personalized hot cocoa mugs, pet advent calendars, cutting boards engraved with family recipes. It's really amazing how many ways you can personalize this celebration.
I know, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And I love that Etsy as a platform really helps out these small businesses
Yeah.
and crafters to share their creativity
Yeah.
with everyone. It's such a cool concept.
Yeah, I agree. It really is inspiring to see how people are combining these modern tools with traditional crafts to create these unique and meaningful gifts. It's like this awesome blend of innovation and heritage.
I completely agree. And speaking of those engraved cutting boards, it's really amazing how they blend practicality and sentimentality. It's a gift that keeps on giving. You can use it, and it brings back all these memories.
It really does. And what's so cool about them is how they tie into one of the Kwanzaa principles. It's called umoja, which means unity. So by passing down these family recipes, sharing meals prepared on those cutting boards, families are strengthening their bonds and honoring their shared heritage.
That is such a beautiful connection. I hadn't even thought about that. It makes me wonder, could each of these craft ideas be tied back to one of the 7 principles? It's like each gift becomes this tangible representation of those values.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. Take the personalized kinaras, for example. The kinara is that central symbol of Kwanzaa. It holds the 7 candles that represent each principle. So if you create personalized kinaras, you're not only embracing the principle of kumba, which is creativity, but you're also reinforcing the idea of ujima, collective work and responsibility, as each family member contributes their own light to the celebration.
That is so powerful. Now I'm thinking about the hot cocoa mugs. They could represent ujama, cooperative economics, by supporting the artisans on Etsy.
Yeah, exactly. And even the pet advent calendars, which are so fun, could be connected to the principle of Mia, which is purpose.
Yeah.
By taking the time to make something special for our pets, it shows how important they are to us and extends that Kwanzaa spirit to everyone in the family.
Yeah, you've given me a whole new perspective on these crafts. For anyone listening who might be a little intimidated by all this tech we keep talking about, like the Cricut machines, I want to say it's not as complicated as it seems.
Oh, you're right. There are so many resources that can help you. Like that Etsy house we've been talking about is a great place to start. And that ebook, Inkscape, Ready, Set, Go, gives you step-by-step directions on how to use the software.
Right. And even if you aren't the best with technology, you can adapt these ideas. Whatever your skill level is. You can start with something simple, like painting a Kwanzaa-inspired design on an apron, or you could use iron-on transfers. The important thing is to make it your own and put your own creative spin on it.
That's what makes a handmade gift so special. That personal touch. It shows that you put your time and energy into it, that you really care.
It's incredible how you connected all these crafts to the principles of Kwanzaa. It adds so much meaning.
That's the beautiful thing about Kwanzaa. It's all about reflection and creativity
Yeah.
and connection. So by bringing those principles into our crafting,
Mm-hmm.
we're honoring the tradition, but also making it relevant today.
I love that. Since we're talking about the historical significance of Kwanzaa, I think it's worth mentioning that it was created in 1966 by Dr. Maulana Karenga during the Black Freedom Movement. It was a way to unite and empower the African-American community and to instill a sense of pride
And
in their
it,
heritage.
yeah, I mean, it really is amazing how Kwanzaa has evolved over time, but it still holds on to those core values, and it's inspiring to see how people are finding new ways to celebrate, like through these personalized crafts. So as we wrap up our exploration of Kwanzaa crafting, I want to leave you with this question. What Kwanzaa traditions could you personalize through crafting? Oh, that's a great question. I think the key is to think about the traditions that mean the most to you and your family, and then find ways to make them even more special through your own creativity.
Exactly. Like instead of buying a Kinara, maybe you could create these personalized candle holders for each person in your family. Each one could reflect their personality or their favorite colors. That way everyone feels like they are a part of lighting the Kinara.
I love that idea. And remember, crafting doesn't have to be just physical objects. You could even create a Kwanzaa scrapbook filled with pictures and memories and reflections on the 7 principles. It could become a family heirloom that gets passed down through generations.
Yeah, that's such a cool idea. Or you could design custom Kwanzaa greeting cards
Yeah.
using the symbols and colors of the holiday. Or even printable wall art that shows off the 7 principles.
The possibilities are endless. And don't forget, there are so many resources out there, like Etsy. It's a great way to support small businesses and find unique designs.
Absolutely. So if you're feeling inspired to add some handmade love to your Kwanzaa celebration, I definitely recommend checking out the Etsy house and exploring the world of personalized gifts. You might even discover a new tradition that becomes a part of your family for years to come.
And remember, the true spirit of Kwanzaa is all about celebrating your heritage, connecting with loved ones, and embracing those values. Whether you're crafting or cooking, or just spending time together, may your Kwanzaa be filled with joy and unity and meaningful moments.
And with that, we wrap up another episode of Crafting Made Simple. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy crafting, everyone.